This hangout is live. Amazing. How's it going, YouTube? This hangout is live. Amazing. How's it going, YouTube? This hangout is live. Sorry about that. Okay. Now, we need to let the appropriate people know what's going on. Let's see. Doop-de-doop-de-doo. Doop-de-doo. Yeah, that's not working. There we go. All right. Piping Pirate, what's going on? Little bit of a learning curve here. I'm still exploring new territory here with this Google Chat, whatchamacallit, live hangout, etc. Whatchamadoohickey. That's the technical. I'm sorry to throw so many technical terms at you guys. Big Casper, what's up? What's up? Ohio Piper, Todd Blessing, what's up? Look at that. All right, let's what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. Again, this may not work for you if you're on Android. I don't know. We've had one person, I think Big Casper, you were able to get in with Android, right? If I recall, he had to delete some stuff off of the link or something. I'm not exactly sure what he did. But, yeah, if you want to jump in, there it is. Andrew Sirigliano. How goes it, sir? You've got a gall going on right now. I'm really behind on stuff, on like everything. I'm planning on getting in there and catching up on a lot of that stuff this next week, because this week is crazy. I think we got Four-Eyed Piper trying to get in. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We're gonna try this. See if we can get in. Let's see. We got 14 viewers. Nobody has jumped in yet. Oh no. He asked me if I fell down some stairs. Maybe he fell down some stairs. Hey, let's see. Big Casper, what exactly did you do to get it to work? Because Four-Eyed Piper's having the same problem that he had before. Let's see. Let me copy that.
Yo.
Oh, he found it. Never mind. We're good. We got it.
What's up, gang? So apparently, if I copy that text into the browser, it just redirects me to the Play Store.
Oh,
If I copy the text somewhere else and click on it, it goes right to the Hangouts app.
oh,
So-
that's crazy.
It's weird.
Huh. Okay, so you heard it here. So you need to not put it in the browser, but wait, what do you do instead?
I just texted you the link
Yeah.
and clicked on that link in my messaging plus or whatever.
Okay, don't ask us why, but for some reason that works. So text it to some random person, preferably someone who you're pretty sure is asleep and you haven't talked to in at least a year, because that'll be awesome. And just text it to them and then click on it. And then when they ask you, what was that about? Tell them, I can't tell you. I can't divulge. Look who's here.
Hey guys.
Eric is here. Eric is in. Wait a minute. You were having trouble before too. Oh yeah, you're on a laptop now.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, that's what we got. And looks like Four Eye Piper has momentarily vanished. Oh, he's back.
We're good.
He's back.
Oh.
And he's not back. He was back. I swear he was back. All right.
Is my audio okay?
Yeah, although I have noticed my audio is usually way too high. I wish that I could like do a test beforehand.
Well, I can't use my microphone, or I can't see the feed or I can't hear the feed because my microphone plugs into my headphone jack.
It should just filter it out, so you should be able to play it over your speaker. I used headphones the first time we did this, but then I tried it without, and it's fine. It just somehow magically filters out the sound.
So I plugged in my mic, but I can't hear anything because my mic plugs into my headphone jack.
Okay, you can't hear for the speakers, like just speakers.
No, because I'm on my iPad, so that's all I.
Oh,
it's just one.
It's not loud enough. Yeah. Oh, who's here?
That big Casper does
Hey.
join.
It just said big. I was like, who? It's Casper. All right. Yeah, we can hear you, Eric. It's just a little low, but we can hear you.
I'll try to get closer. How's that?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm gonna actually try to figure out where my audio. Here it is. Oh, you know what? I just found the controls. I'm gonna crank you up. I'm gonna crank me down a little bit. All right. How do I sound? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
So am I coming through okay?
Yeah, you're coming
you're
through
good.
nice and
Okay,
loud.
good.
Try again, Eric.
Hey guys, what's up?
All right, I got you cranked all the way up.
I'm inside tonight because it's cold outside, and I'm in a room that I'm never in, so the dogs are in here, and they're real excited to be in a room they never are allowed in. So
Oh, dogs love that. That's their favorite thing.
they may knock everything askew.
We're in the forbidden room. That's the best.
I'm kind of in the room that accumulates all of these stuff that doesn't end up somewhere else. That we always say we're going to clean up someday, and we just never get there.
Ah, yes.
Like
Yep.
that treadmill that you buy but you never use. That
Yeah,
everybody
that's
has.
right. Well, there's crutches that I don't use, and they're leaning against the treadmill that I don't use.
Yeah, I need one of those rooms. I need one of those houses. Just put everything in there and run away. Just run.
What do you got going on over there? A little Stonehaven?
Got a little Stonehaven going on. I've been like craving this for days, and I keep forgetting. Don't you hate it when you're gonna smoke something and you forget? And you're like, oh man, I was gonna smoke something and I didn't. Man.
I never forget.
Yeah, I hate when that happens.
And then you're like, you got a pipe full of Penzance grape, and you're like, what am I doing? I was gonna smoke Stonehaven. Wait, why choose just one?
Stonehaven Cherry.
Oh man.
Oh, that's right. This was where the mayhem happened originally, wasn't it?
That
Wait,
is
yeah,
true.
it happened.
Was that
You heard it first here.
Was that like on a Saturday or something, though?
I think it was a Friday. I didn't.
It was Friday night?
We were doing them on Fridays, and Mel said, "You guys got to stop doing it on Fridays because that's our date night." We're like, all right, we're gonna do it on Thursdays. Yeah, do it on Thursdays. Great. And then today he's like, I got a date tonight. All right. You know what? Garbage Man Piper has a date with the wife. Who am I to get in the way of that?
Hey, if he's got 2 dates this week, it means he's got 2 more than I do.
Hey,
Hey,
is your girlfriend still away?
Yeah, she's in Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls. That's right. I'd forgotten where.
yeah, my wife's been a nursing home administrator. Now she specializes in Alzheimer's care consulting, and she's up in Cleveland tonight and tomorrow morning she's making a presentation to a group from, I think she said France, that want to start using her program over there. So,
wow,
she was most excited.
That's cool.
Yeah. Plus, she's written a grant to try to get to put it in nursing homes in Ohio, because that's always the problem is nursing homes don't have extra money for that kind of stuff. So,
yeah.
But the grant should give that. I guess they when nursing homes get fined because they've broken laws, that those fines go into this giant pot of money, and then they use that money to improve nursing homes. And so she's applied for a grant from that.
Oh, okay.
That seems like a good plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. She's most excited about it. I mean, and the state seems very much that they're going to approve it. And then I guess it has to get signed off by the feds too. But
right.
So like everything, that takes much longer than you think.
Have you guys seen my sweet J Mountain pipe and J Mountain tamper? I only talk about it like all the time.
That guy's awesome. Great. I found out where he lives because I guess Harriet's exchanged some stuff with him. So she showed me the town he lived in, and I'm like, that's right on the road. Because when I go to Louisiana for the holidays or other times, that's where my wife's family is. But I get bored after I'm there for about, I don't know, 2 or 3 days. So, and my brother's in Houston. Well, you knew that.
Right.
And so I drive to Houston, and he's right on the way. He's in southern Louisiana, right on the way that I would go practically past his house on the way to Houston. So I'm going to have to try to see if I can connect with him when I'm down there somehow.
Yeah, I got to have a mantle.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, he seems like a great guy. Well, I mean, that's the same way. His cadence and his way of speaking is exactly the same way all my in-laws, my brother-in-laws speak and everything. So I felt he made me feel at home, or at my second home, the first time I heard him. So.
Yeah. I talked about getting together with Steph, piping artist Steph. He lives right here in Houston. I said we should do like a live stream, like in person kind of thing. But she was just about to get married. There was a lot going on. So and I think she hasn't really gotten super active again yet. So I think she's pretty busy.
Hey guys,
yeah, I saw that. What was it, Oldberg and John Laughlin, where they did a side by side. It wasn't a live stream. I guess they recorded it and then put it up. But it had both of them in the frame at the same time. I don't know what kind of software they were using for that.
Who was that? John and who?
It was John Laughlin and Oldberg.
Oldberg. Oh, I don't think I saw that. I think I missed it.
It was called like an intro to pipe smoking or something like that. I mean, but it was basically the two of them talking. They talked about some introductory type stuff. It was pretty interesting.
You know, I remember seeing that and thinking I need to watch it, and I think I forgot to go, but I'm gonna go back and look for it because that sounds like a good time.
I think they posted it on both the channels. So if you can look at the channel, Bird or John Laughlin, either one.
You know, I think the last 3 weeks I've been looking out for the Sunday night. You know, the Sunday night special that John Laughlin will like go live, and I miss it every time. I get up early on Monday, so I can't stay up too late. And I think last week it was like at 3 a.m. or something, my time. So I was like, man, I really want to catch it one of these days.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been on one of his live streams. I usually watch the Sunday night special, but
doesn't he do those live now? I thought he did. Maybe he doesn't.
Well, I don't know. I've always watched him later.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if they were originally live, and then no, I don't. I mean, they don't appear so. The ones I've seen, Casper.
Maybe I just assumed he was going live because he would always go on and he would have like a video earlier, and he'd say, "Oh, we're gonna be doing the Sunday night special later," and I guess maybe I assumed that was a live stream. Andrew,
he could do some live. I don't.
Rigliano is going to load a pipe, and Ohio Piper says Bayou Guru is an awesome man, and Baker Street just says Baker Street Piper just says root beer. I don't know what that means.
It's because I held up my root beer.
Oh man, because I was gonna say now I
was holding up my sody pop.
Thanks a lot.
Here's my real beer.
Root beer here. Oh, what is that?
I've got some 16 miles. This is the last of some of the last of the beer of the brewery that my girlfriend used to work for.
Oh man,
they just closed shop, so this is like one of the last beers. That
looks so good. I mean, it looks like dark and rich.
It is. It's called Peter's Deptford Retreat. And it's supposed to be it's a Russian Imperial Stout. So it's like 11% ABV. It's supposed to be based on some old original English recipe. I don't know. But
sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I figured it would pair well with my frog on a log tonight.
Oh man.
Now, how big of a company was that that went out of business? Was that more like a microbrewery or was it a big one?
Yeah, they're still considered a microbrewery. There's only one brewery in Delaware that's not considered a microbrewery, and that's Dogfish Head. Who has national distribution, but 16 Mile was the second largest and the second oldest in the state. So it's wild to me that they closed shop, but it is what it is.
Huh. Well, speaking of, I broke down and did a bad thing.
Oh no!
I like it, man.
Oh my goodness!
I went and got 100 grams of each. I remember thinking, oh, this little tin of Frogmorton Cellar is going to be the only cellar I'll ever get. And now I'm looking back and laughing all the way to the bank to figure out where my money went. Yeah.
I made a similar mistake this week. I ordered 8 50-gram tins of Frog on a Log.
Yeah. Thank you for mentioning that. I don't think I realized it was 8.
Are you kidding me?
What's that?
Oh my gosh. 8 tins?
Yeah, 8 tins.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
So you're finding these on eBay?
I feel better about myself now. So much better. For all my purchases.
He's like, I'll just have fun with my Northwoods.
I figure if I'm gonna spend money on tobacco,
look at that.
Ooh.
There it is.
Smoking the Northwoods tonight.
Nice.
In the Edwards pipe.
Nice. I'm trying to be a little more mindful about clicking on people when you're doing something so it doesn't keep changing.
How's my uploads coming tonight? They said it was choppy the other night.
You look fine tonight.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. Now it's 2 megabits a second. That should be pretty adequate, shouldn't it, for an upload speed?
For upload speed, I mean, it's adequate. It's not great, but it'll probably work. I know. I'm trying to remember what I had. What my like a lot of plans would be like 25 download, 6 upload or something. But I would say a little faster would definitely be better. At home I have 100 download, and I think I want to say it's like 20 upload. So it costs a little more, but not very much more. They only bump it up a little bit to get that extra speed. I save a lot of money because I don't have cable. Because I will never watch another commercial in my life if I can keep from it.
I hear that.
I don't want cable.
Although YouTube,
well, I think wired. Mine's closer to 100 download and I want to say not 50, 25 upload. But I'm on Wi-Fi. I probably need a new router. The router I've got's several years old.
25 upload? I thought you said upload or something like that.
No, I'm 20. If I'm wired, I'm
Oh,
25.
I got you.
But right now I'm Wi-Fi, so it's only 2 is what I see when I do a speed check on the
Okay.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it sounds to me like that's a router problem. I had my internet was always up and down and up and down, and I finally just returned the Comcast modem to them. I said, take this and throw it in the trash. And I went to, Fry's or whatever, and I picked up decent, not a super expensive, super fancy, just a decent modem. And a friend of mine actually had a router that just lying around. It's like in an empty house. He's like, go over to my dad's and get that router out of the garage or whatever. And that's it. And it's been perfect. I never have problems anymore.
Oh.
So you don't even need good stuff. It's just better than what they give you is probably good enough.
Well, neither one of these are stuff that, I mean, I've got a cable modem but I bought the modem myself,
okay,
and
yeah,
and I bought the router as well. I mean, well, the router's one that I got from work.
Yeah,
but it's not even in. It's G is where it's high speed it is.
Yeah,
or type G.
Mm-hmm. So Andrew says, "Nice man. I managed to get 10 tins of from SP when they had the very last drop. That was a good move."
Wow, that's awesome.
Good move. Excellent. I wish I could rewind, or I wish I could turn back time.
Wish I could turn back time.
Yeah, we were on the same wavelength.
Nellie told me about a brick and mortar out in Albany that I contacted today. She was convinced that they had tons of McClellan blends. It sounded like when I called them, either they were sandbagging or they only had like 1 or 2 tins left that they would have shipped me. And they called it Taster's Choice. I don't know if that's a thing. You guys know anything about a Taster's Choice McClellan?
I don't know.
It's like instant coffee.
It might be one of their aromatics.
Yeah.
Probably terrible. So I don't even bother.
They have a ton of blends, or they had a ton of blends, though. A ton of blends.
Yeah.
So I got some other junk. I ordered. I finally broke down and ordered Byzantium, not Byzantine, Byzantium.
What's Byzantium?
It's some kind of McClellan blend that only comes bulk, and it has such a weird and interesting name. I just had to check it out. It was interesting.
That's Esoterica?
No, yeah, right. It's wait, what did I say McClellan earlier? I meant to say C&D.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a C&D blend that the bag note is chum. Smells like chum, not like the buddy buddy kind, like maritime tobacco. This is more like the dead fish kind.
Andrew,
so that was weird. I wasn't sure about that. I was like, man, this smells just like dead fish. But it didn't taste like chum, so that's good. It was weird. It was very smooth. And either it had a sweet taste or kind of a gross taste, and I'm not sure sour and gross or sweet. I couldn't figure it out. But it's very smooth. I could see it being an everyday smoke for someone who doesn't like much, flavor. What else did I get here? Peter Stoker being
in that everyday smoke for someone who likes the taste of
the smell of dead fish and the taste of something that's either disgusting or maybe kind of sweet.
I'm not smooth sure. Like an eel is smooth.
It's when
you like put a mackerel in the blender. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
It's the secret sauce. And then I bet you can guess what I was trying to search for, the flavor I was looking for. I got Peter Stokkebye's whiskey, and I got Peter Stokkebye's Highland whiskey, because now I just have to see what all the other whiskey, aromatic, whatever English aromatic English is, if I can even use that term. Tastes like I tell you what, they smell decidedly absolutely nothing like Cellar. So should be interesting. I only got like 1 ounce of these because I was like, I'll try this one and that one and that one. And I got Peter Stokkebye's Proper English. I tried to get the other one, and they just sold out of the one, I think Luxury English. That's the one people actually say is good, but they were of course out of that one. So I have no luxury for me tonight. And then I picked up some Key Largo, which I keep meaning to try. Another GL piece.
Yeah, that's a cigar leaf tobacco, right?
Yes. That is what I hear. I hear it's pretty strong, so I'm a little worried. I'm a little scared, but we'll see.
You'll be fine.
You'll be fine. Just lay down and don't operate any heavy machinery. And then I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a fan of Laganda. So,
oh yeah, I was going to smoke that tonight. Actually,
I had to get me some.
Northwoods reeled me back in.
Oh yeah, I know. Northwoods does that. Yeah, so I had to get me a half pound of Laganda because that stuff. It's becoming one of my favorite Latakia blends. But my other new favorite Latakia blend is La Gloria Cubana, which is why I actually got 4 tins of it.
Wow.
Because they don't sell this in a like an 8 ounce, so I was like, well, it's I mean 4 tins of this is about the same price as Laganda, so I mean whatever. I don't care if they want to send me 4 tins instead of 1 bucket. That's cool. But anyway, this stuff, to me it's like a Dunhill, but with a little bit of a Oriental pizzazz in the background. It's just it's like a Latakia forward Balkan. So very, very mild Balkan, but like could be an everyday smoke kind of thing. And I finally took your advice, Zach, and I got the about how great Star of the East is. I said I'm gonna dive into this with both feet. So I got the Star of the East flake.
Yeah, let me know how that flake is. I've heard it's way better.
I got some Star of the East today, but not the flake, just the whatever the other is, the broken flake.
Yeah, it's just it's almost a ribbon. It's weird. I really thought the other one would be like a broken flake. It just looks like regular ribbony tobacco. It doesn't even look like a broken flake at all. So it might be very different. I remember when I smoked it a couple of times and it was like okay, but not that memorable. But then Zach really liked it, and I thought, let me try it again. And I've tried it a couple more times, and I'm starting to like. It's growing on me a lot more. I'm starting to like it a lot more, and so now I'm like, okay, now I need to go ahead and just dive right in with this and see what the flake is like. And I got, I think all of the pipe cleaners, all of them. Yeah.
I'm starting on my second bowl now.
When I do with this,
Peter Stokkebye luxury bullseye flake now.
You're going back. Oh wait, no, you were having the Navy flake. That's right. Mm-hmm. So this is the bullseye flake tonight.
The Navy flake is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about this yet. We'll see.
Yeah, I thought it would be sweeter because of the Cavendish, but I didn't find it to be that sweet. Weirdly enough, I found luxury twist flake to be much sweeter for some reason. Yeah, when this is all done, I'm gonna hit the Sleepy Hollow. I've only had 1 bowl of this, but oh man, as Mutton Shop would say, oh man. Oh man. Welcome to Blend Club.
I think that Sleepy Hollow is the best aromatic I've had.
Yeah, me too. Me too. For sure. I mean, I don't like aromatics as much as I used to when I was first getting into. I'm not really much into aromatics that much anymore, but there are a few that I really like, and that's at the top of the list now.
Yeah, I really like it. I'm excited to see what happens with Zach's Northwoods combo.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, North Hollow or whatever.
Will that Sleepy Hollow, will that cellar well, or is that too much of an aromatic to cellar well?
Anything will cellar.
Yeah. I think that when they say that aromatics don't cellar well, from what I've picked up, it's people, what they're saying is that, I think, is that it just doesn't really improve much. But it's not like the flavor dies either. It just,
okay.
Yeah. I think that's what I'm kind of getting. I see your wife is in chat. The 4-Eye Pipewood is in chat. He says, "Hi guys, these group live chats are chaotically fun." Andrew says, "Someone needs to tell me how to get the link into the Hangout app." Oh, Andrew, try texting it to yourself, or texting it to a random person. Hopefully, someone who doesn't know what's coming. That would be really hilarious. And then try clicking on that. That's how Zach was able to get it.
Hey, Casper.
When he just put it straight into the browser, it didn't work. But when he put it into the text message and then clicked on that, for some reason it stopped opening Play Store and opened up the.
Hey, Andrew, when you click on it directly, it appends like the Play Store, the HTTP or HTTPS Play Store on the front of it, and then the end of the string is the Hangout. So if you just have to paste that into something and cut off the front part of it, and then just click on it, then that's what I do it in a word processor. I didn't email it to myself. I just did it in a notepad. I copied it out of the browser link of the Play Store and then pasted it into a word processor and edit off the first part of the string. And then when you click on it, it'll open up Hangouts. If you have Hangouts installed on your phone or what's your...
Okay, he's trying. Yeah, he says, Andrew says he's not sold on Sleepy Hollow. I assume he's talking about that and not Byzantium because... Anyway, yeah.
That's because...
But yeah,
Harry,
I think like a lot of them, for me, like you really have to dry it out a lot, first of all, because like you're just not gonna get that much flavor. But I noticed the drier it got, and the cooler it smoked, the more like baked pumpkin. You know, it's almost like somebody said it's less of a like pumpkin spice latte flavor and more of almost like a pumpkin loaf, and I really agree with that. That's kind of what it's like.
It has more of like a all spicy, clovey spice flavor.
4-Eye Pipe Widow says, "Have fun, guys. Wish I could jump in, but someone has to bring home the bacon." Man, you're gonna have root beer and bacon tonight.
We have so much bacon. It's awesome.
Right.
Man, we ought to be over at Zach's house.
Now, if we could figure out how to do Penzance bacon, we might have something there.
Ooh.
We're gonna ruin so much Penzance on this show.
I know I've seen a video of somebody doing a review on a bacon flavored tobacco. I just can't remember what it is.
Briarworks has a bacon flavored tobacco.
Maybe that was what it was.
Yeah,
we should get some of that in here.
Well, okay, so
bacon. That's awesome.
Speaking of the weird, like off brand or whatever tobaccos, so a friend of mine, she wants to do a Lord of the Rings watch party, and she wants to have pipe smoking, and she's like, I'll get some pipes, some pipe, tobacco, and we'll. And
there's Andrew.
And I was like,
there he is.
Hey, Andrew's here. What's up, Andrew? So, and I was like, what kind of tobacco are you going for? And she's like, oh, I've already got it figured out. And she pastes me this link, and it's Just For Him brand. They have like a bunch of, I think, well, at least one. I think they have a series of Lord of the Rings, like Tolkien inspired tobaccos.
Yeah,
and they're
they do.
Just For Him.
That was
where Shortcut to Mushrooms was. It's now not available anymore.
Just For Him brand?
Yes.
Yeah, Just For Him. That's the only place you can get it. It's Just For Him. Shortcut
I never
to
actually
mushroom.
looked up like where that came from, but that's
I think they only have a couple blends left now. Like Tree Beard is one of them, and
I think they had like 4 or 5 in that series. But you're right. Last time I was on there, they only had the 2. I
They've
only
got
had like
one called Long Bottom Leaf, and that's the one she wanted to get.
Okay,
that's crazy. Why would
I heard on the set of Lord of the Rings they smoked Peter Snokeby's nougat. Because that was one that was so they actually smoked tobacco on set, but that was one that was not objectionable to anyone.
Yeah.
Well, first off, if they make a blend called Peter Stokeby's Ted Nugent blend, I'm all over that. All over it.
I will get a pound of that.
That's right.
Give me a pound of that Ted Nugent.
Yeah.
It's got venison right in the tin, I think.
Yeah.
I went to college in Flint, Michigan, and I saw one of his early concerts with I think it was the first. He sold out Cobalt Hall in Detroit, and I went and saw that concert, and he was amazing. I mean, just that was when he was really wild and crazy. I mean, his entrance is he leaps off the top of probably like a 20-foot tall speaker rack onto the stage.
What the chef says, that's matches. He only smokes bacon on 4th of July. He also pointed out Fowlin's Onland, Lord of the Rings inspired. Of course, Onland means the Shire or means Shire. Yeah, I've had my eye out for that. They have like 3 different blends. I think they have a 4th that just came out. I don't think it's available here yet, but it's out in Germany. But the main one, Auenland, the Shire blend, you can't find that I mean, it's always out. They have it, but it like gets sold out fast. So. But yeah, that's crazy though that they still have all those, but they just discontinued Shortcut to Mushrooms. I thought it was a blender that had discontinued, like didn't exist anymore.
No, it's kind of the same deal with the deeming regulations and everything. They just can't get one of the components that they use to make it, and they don't want to substitute, so they're just discontinuing it. You know.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I called them a few weeks ago to see if I could get my.
I remember that.
What did you call it?
Who it was though.
But
hilarious that it's just for men.
Just for men. That's it.
That was the blender. Well, it all comes together. Now I get it. It all makes sense now. I will tell her she apparently has excellent taste. Not that I don't think she's ever smoked a pipe before, but better than I did. When I wanted to get into pipe smoking because of Lord of the Rings, I found, what was it? Admiral's Choice Black Cavendish.
Ooh.
This is not a quality aromatic. So Brick and Mortar by Baker Street Pipers carries Old Toby and Long Bottom Leaf. Ooh.
I'll tell you what's good. If you guys had the Country Squire blends, the bag end is really good.
No.
No, I haven't tried them yet.
I think a friend of mine just got some. She said something about how much she loved the Squire and that she picked up some tobacco. And I meant to ask her if she meant she was at the Country Squire or if she was somewhere else. I don't know where she was. But
at an actual Squire.
Yeah, just the
Squire.
I love it. I love the Squire. It's my favorite one.
Yeah, I think the Country Squire is in Jackson, Mississippi.
Except for the Country Squire, of course, but you know.
Country Squire is my second favorite Squire. I really prefer the City Squire.
Yeah. I like the Across the Pond Squire.
I like the Squire on a log.
Squire on a log.
We're getting dangerously close to ruining McClellan tobaccos now.
No. We're drawing a line.
That's what I said. I was like, okay, you guys can ruin esoteric all day, but if someone starts mixing that grape stuff into McClellan, I'm out.
I managed to score a bag of Blackpool today, which is something I've been wanting to try for a long time. So
nice.
Is that what you're smoking, Andrew?
No, actually, I'm smoking some LJ Peretti number 8 slices. This is in honor of the Boston Red Sox. So there we go.
Nice.
My wife's
true colors come out.
Yeah.
Well, that's right. The LJ Peretti store is in Boston, isn't it? Or there is one in Boston.
Yeah, I was up there for work recently.
Pennants up all over the place and everything else. Now there's no Red Sox memorabilia or anything hanging up in the house anywhere.
It's all torn down.
Yankees, so it's just a mutually insured destruction at this point. We just look at each other and know.
That's too funny. Well,
yeah, I pastored in the Boston area for 3 years, and one of the perks there was I always had congregants that were giving me tickets to either the Center or the Red Sox, and so I took in quite a few games while I was there. That was an experience.
Very nice.
Sounds like I'm in the wrong profession.
So what else is
but I was so happy being a pastor.
You know,
what is everybody else smoking? I don't think I've heard from, but I know we got Bullseye Flake over here. And what were you smoking instead of the Blackpool, Andrew?
It's the LJ Peretti, the Boston number 8 slices. It's
Right.
Virginia. It's pretty good. Yeah,
I've never heard. I don't even think I didn't even ring a bell. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm smoking Elizabethan.
Oh, just rubbing it in there.
nice.
Well, no, it's not. I said it's Elizabethan matte, so it's the Sutliff version.
Oh, what do you think about that?
I like it really well. Now, I think I've only smoked maybe 1 or 2 bowls of the regular Elizabethan. It's not the same thing.
Yeah.
But in some ways, I like it real well. I smoke it quite.
I have 1 tin of Elizabethan and I have not opened it, so I've never actually tried it. But I just always think about Bradley from Stuff and Things.
Yeah,
shaking his fist at the sky every time somebody likes it.
Yeah, he did not like it at all, or did not think it was replacement for Elizabethan.
I think it's a match for an earlier iteration of Elizabethan from a
yeah. That's
company,
what they say. Yes,
I keep saying that it's all this has gone away before. This isn't the first time all the Dunhill went away, and it came back. So who knows? I do have some nightcap on the way, some nightcap match on the way. The nightcap that I ordered did not happen. I was told like several days later, oh, my bad, we don't have any nightcap.
You have some, I assume, or you need some?
No, I had ordered when I heard it was all going out. I found like a cigar shop that had apparently had it, and I put in an order for like 2 or 3 tins. And it went through. Everything was fine. And several days later, they were like, you know what? Sorry about that. We don't have that. So I told them to just give me my money back. They were like, well, we have others. Like, no, I've got to find some nightcap. But then, yeah, I tried all the places around me, and nobody had any. It was
okay. Well,
on Dunhill, are the bulk Dunhills the same as the tinned Dunhills?
I assume so, but I've never tried.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I bought a bunch of the bulk nightcap from I forget where actually, but before all the, probably like 3 months ago.
Yeah. See, I was going to about 2 months ago, and it was in my my cart, and I was like, I'll do that next month.
Yeah. I did that with the shortcut to mushrooms.
Yes, I pulled one of those.
I tried early morning pipe for the first time this morning.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What did you think?
I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty much where I was at too.
Yeah.
It wasn't what I expected, and as much
mediocre.
as like I've been hearing people talk about it, I just didn't know what to expect. I thought it was a Virginia Burley blend for some reason.
No, it's kind of nightcap, but without as much of anything going on.
Yeah, but I didn't realize that, so I started smoking it. I was like, well, first, as soon as I pop a 10, like, this smells a hell of a lot like Latakia for a fucking Burley blend.
Yeah, right? No, definitely Burley. I mean, definitely Latakia. Yeah.
So then I started reading, and I was like, oh, yeah, this is not what I thought it was going to be. It was okay. I didn't love it.
Yeah.
I didn't really like it.
Yeah. We didn't really, Zach and I had the same impression of it. I don't like it either. The thing that hits me about those Dunhill blends is that when I ordered 960, or when I found 965 actually at a bulk. Oh yeah, I guess I have. I've had bulk 965. So I have had a bulk Dunhill. Oh yeah, duh. Come think of it, I never had a tin of nightcap either. I forgot. I bought it from the brick and mortar in bulk down the street. So totally forgot about that. My impression of 965 is that it hit exactly the target that everyone promised early morning pipe would. It was not as heavy, not as crazy as nightcap, just smooth all day. You could soak it in the morning, nice flavor. I think I would say like go with 965, and if early morning pipe let you down.
Yeah, it's very good. I got really lucky right when I kind of first got into pipe smoking. Guy had a huge cellar sale, and I got a bunch of Murray era 965, and it's really good.
Nice. Well, Maritime Piper, I think, was saying that he really likes 965. That's his like all day blend, which I could totally see. And he was kind of bummed that it's not around anymore. And I said, check out Kramer's Father at MC. It's not exactly the same, but it is darn close. And it's like the Elizabethan match. It was blended to match the original 965. So that's probably why it's a little different. But it was a match that was blended in the 1950s to be a match for Dunhill 965, and it's still around.
Speaking of Elizabethan mixture, earlier I don't really like Elizabethan mixture either.
Yeah,
it's okay. I mean, it's an okay vapor, but I didn't think it was like super impressive.
Yeah.
I think
I'll tell you what though,
anniversary cake is a much better vapor.
Which one?
Hearth and Home anniversary cake.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think I have some of that.
It's really good.
I think the camera's sitting on it. It is. I have so many stupid jars. I need to get my shelf finished. Yeah, I've got a little bit of anniversary cake here. I actually had ordered some, and then Jay Mountain sent me, Bayou Guru sent me a bunch more. So, I've only had one bowl of it so far. I need to check it out. I need to kind of give it a try. See about that. I didn't even realize it was a vapor. I don't remember noticing that when I smoked it. It didn't seem vapory to me. Weird. Very weird.
I think it has some other toppings in it too. In addition to being a vapor. I don't think it's very strong in Perique.
In the Perique department, yeah.
It does have some, but there's some other toppings in anniversary cake.
Baker Street Piper says, I have to split, gentlemen. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks for letting me hang. Thank you, sir.
Take care, buddy.
Later, dude.
We found out that Baker Street Piper lives about 2 hours away from me, so we're going to try to do a hangout at some point.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the only Dunhill that so far, and I haven't had that many of them, I guess, but that I feel like I'll miss is Nightcap. So I'm hoping the Nightcap match is good. Since it's a new Nightcap match, maybe it'll actually be like the current Nightcap.
So when you say Nightcap match, are you talking about the The Robert McConnell or whatever it is, those?
No. This is no.
Sutliff.
Yeah, Sutliff. Sutliff. It just showed up. I think it just popped up on SmokingPipes.com recently. It's just called Nightcap Match, and I guess it's
okay.
Sutliff. It's not.
Does anybody? Because I've seen, obviously they have those new like is it McConnell? I forget who bought the rights to it now or whatever, right? They have the new Dunhill blends that have the kind of same name but not the same name.
Yeah, I saw all those. That's really weird considering that Dunhill, I think, is still going to exist in Europe. So why would they sell the fake ones in Europe and not here?
Yeah, right?
That doesn't make any sense. Oh, well. If they're going to continue to exist in Europe, I feel like they're going to trickle into America, little by little.
Yeah, it'll be like people buying Cuban cigars.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it'll be like, German tobaccos that people import that we just can't get them through the official channels. I guess that's.
I'll tell you, there's a B&M that I go to quite a bit in California, and they have a great selection, but it's like they actually have a bunch of Dunhill stuff, flake, dark flake, everything, but it's so friggin', it's like $40 a 10.
Yep.
It's just like I don't need it that bad.
Yeah. They run between 15 and 25 a 10 here at the brick and mortars. The ones that are 15 aren't that bad, but some of them. So I don't know. What I noticed though is as soon as Nightcap went out, like as soon as everyone was out of Nightcap online, it was all gone here too, like at the brick and mortars. Even there's a hookah shop down the street that has. If you go in there, it's like hookahs here and more hookahs, and then you go all the way to the back, and there's like some more hookah stuff, and then there's like some roll your own cigarette stuff, and then there's this case. Literally, I mean, I don't even think it's where you're supposed to be walking around because it's like behind the register. You feel like you're in the back, like you don't even feel like you're in the store anymore. And there's a glass case, and there's like a $10 Chinese pipe, here, and another one, here, and whatever, and then like a $70 little fold out stand. I'm like, are you serious? And then they have a few things, whatever, and then there's like a bag of Admiral's Choice and a couple of pouches of Captain Black. And then at the bottom, if you have to go around to the back of the glass case, open the back door, dig around, and there's like a tin of Elizabethan, a tin of Morning Pipe, and a tin of London Mixture, and a tin. It's like all of the Dunhills down there. Even they were out of Nightcap. I was like, somebody cleaned them out. Like somebody really likes Nightcap. I heard that there was some guy that there were people that would go get a pound a week at the brick and mortar down the street, and sure enough, like this giant, huge Heritage jar that they had full of Nightcap was empty, and the guy was like, "Oh yeah, that guy came in and got the last pound."
I heard it was some guy named Mel Harris.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what happened. You sound muffled all of a sudden, Andrew. I don't know what happened, or is it maybe
Sorry.
There you go.
Might have just been me not talking clearly. I don't know, or my bad phone connection.
It was almost like something was covering up the mic all of a sudden.
Yeah, I made the mistake of not bringing my tripod out, so I'm doing this one-handed right now.
Oh man, yeah. Well, you just need stacks and stacks of uncategorized, jars haphazardly lying all over the place, and stack it on there.
Stacy, you need to have Zach come over and help you organize.
Oh yeah, man.
Finish my shelf is what.
Zach.
I made the mistake.
It's a disease, Andrew. It's a disease.
It's a disease. I made the mistake of bringing my shelf on camera last time, and Mel was like, "You need to build me one of those." In fact, no, I think Zach was like, "Oh, he's going to make you build one of those," and then he was like, "You need to build me one of those." I don't even think he heard it. It was like right there. It's like, how many tins of McClellan you want for that?
Yo,
that guy's got a serious cellar. I'll tell you.
Dude,
I mean, not
when
that
he
I've seen
showed
it,
his
but
cellar,
Oh, he does. When he was showing that cellar, it's like
I couldn't stand up from the couch after seeing that. I mean, it was impressive.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's also, I think he started acquiring tobacco in April.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not a guy who's been collecting it or anything. This stuff.
No. I think it's probably all eBay buys.
Yeah.
Then he's saying, like, as of January 1st or whatever, he's going to put it all back on eBay. I was about ready to flip the table over.
I know.
Why would he do that? Why is he doing that?
He just needs to play like YTPC Santa Claus and stuff everybody's stockings.
Yeah, well, he about did that on his gall. He just kept drawing. I mean, Drew gave. I mean, he sent a 10 of Christmas cheer to.
Yeah, then he just said in another recent video that he's almost at whatever the next like benchmark is for subscribers, and he's itching to do another giveaway.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, he is.
I'll tell you what, guys.
I think he was saying was his next giveaway number. So he's only a couple of subs away, I think, at this point.
He's like, if I don't give it away, I'm going to have to put it on eBay again. You'll just save me the trouble.
Why not just smoke it? I don't understand.
Yeah,
you know what?
No person could smoke that much tobacco in a lifetime.
Well, that is true. But the thing is, like,
I would damn well try.
He said that he hasn't tried the Frogmorton yet or any of the McClellans. I'm like, what?
No.
Huh?
When he was breaking open that 10 he thought was Christmas cheer, he said, he made the comment in that video that was the first McClellan he'd ever cracked.
I don't know how he hasn't tried that Frogmorton yet, as much as we all talk about it.
I know.
What was he talking about? He was talking about giving away some Dark Star or something. I was like, dude, you're crazy.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is when he first did his GAW video, he's like, you can choose, you can pick like 2 or 3 or whatever it was of these Esoterica, or if you don't like Esoterica, here's some Dunhill. And I remember thinking, well, what chump would choose the Dunhill? And then a month later, when he had the video, the Dunhill was all gone. I mean, it was like drying up already. And I'm like, oh, someone might choose that Dunhill now. This actually might happen. Wow. I mean, we knew it was coming, but it was like a year and a half still here. Everyone's going, well, I don't know. I mean, for months they've been saying that it wasn't even in production anymore.
Right.
And it's still showing up in trucks. And it's like, well, I guess they just produced enough to keep us going until the year 3000. But then it started actually drying up, like legit being gone.
So, side question for you, back to the Sleepy Hollow for a second. When you say drying it out, were you like leaving it open for days, or what are you talking? What'd you do?
I didn't dry. That reminds me, I need to start drying it now. I didn't dry it out last time, and I noticed it was pretty, like, it was ridiculously moist. This is some of the goopiest I've ever had out of all the aromatics I've ever tried. But, I would let it dry out I usually let an aromatic or any somewhat, moist tobacco dry out for a good 15 or 20 minutes before I smoke it. But this stuff, you might want to leave overnight just to see what happens, see if it gets a little better.
Okay. Yeah, but I found that, one that was really like that was Ramsgate. I actually really like Ramsgate, but the first time I smoked it, it was awful because I didn't let it dry. But I dried it for like overnight.
The interesting, it's, oh, God, it smells so good. I mean, I wish I could eat this. No,
you guys had me curious. So I just lit a bowl of Nightcap Match, and it's good, but I don't know what I can tell you because I've never even tasted the original Nightcap, or the Dunhill Nightcap either.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a match for the current one, not the, because it's new. So I don't think it's I think it's a current match. I would think. Unless it's some old formula they had and they retired it when Dunhill came back out. That's always possible. That explains why they came up with it so fast.
No, I got this from Pipes and Cigar, and I mean they just called it match, Dunhill match, but I'm pretty sure that's Sutliff.
Yeah, probably.
It's funny because I just got the magazine for Pipes and Cigar in the mail for the October, edition or whatever, and they're talking about all these different Dunhill tobaccos that they have available, including Nightcap, 965, all these ones, and then you go on there and there's nothing there.
They're not there, yeah. They probably had them when they
put together like a month in advance, though.
Yeah.
Is that the same company as Cigars International? Because I got both catalogs at the same time, and they're both from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, or something like that.
Their websites are identical. Have you seen the website?
Same company.
The websites are exactly the same.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't realize they were in Bethlehem or that area. I actually work in Allentown quite often, which is right there. So.
You should do a video, like a little tour.
That would be cool, yeah.
Rumor has it that they have AJ a lot of boutique blends and stuff in the actual lounge that they don't sell online. So if you're there and you're looking for cigars, they have more in the store than what they sell online.
Oh, that's cool. Dan's dad is here, and he says, "Greetings, y'all." Josh here, and Jeff the chef says, "You want goopy? Try Molto Dolce." Oh, I know.
That is true.
Funny thing is, though, I saw a review that said this, and I agreed that, like, I've seen probably 3 or 4 reviews that have said the same thing. This stuff, I mean, it makes this look dry. Like, Molto Dolce looks like you feel like it should be dripping. It is so goopy. It looks like a nightmare when you look in there. But strangely enough, it's not that sticky, and when you light it up, it's like incredibly well behaved. Like, it just lights, and I never have to relight it. It acts like a burley. It's so well behaved. I don't get it. I don't know how I've heard the same for some of those other Sutliff, whatever they're called, the black tins.
I've only actually smoked the Sutliff creme brulee, which I've heard is the same as it's the bulk version of Molto Dolce.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Weird. Huh? Maybe. Well, I should check that out. Although Molto Dolce is already pretty cheap, but I got a couple of 10. Molto Dolce is freaking weird. I mean, you're gonna love it or hate it. It's weird though. It's not like any aromatic I've ever had. It's like I mentioned to my brick and mortar, I'm like, oh man, have you tried Molto Dolce? It's crazy, and he's like, it's an experience. So whatever that meant, I don't think he liked it, but it's a weird tobacco. I would not recommend it for anyone, but I would recommend that everyone try it at least, just for the experience. It matches shot. What is that?
Looks like a broken match to me.
No. It's like
someone started this match movement now. Everybody's using matches.
No, I lost my Zippo actually. I don't know what I did with it. I remember taking it out in the car and realizing that that it was dry, and that's the last time I saw it. I've torn my truck apart looking for it, and I don't know what happened to it. So I'm gonna have to get one of those 10 packs, Zach.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah,
love these things.
Those things are really cool. The lighter that Zach found.
I saw
Super
that 10
cheap.
pack
Yeah, it's very good.
On your stand when you're in your pipe collection video. Saw them sitting there on your nightstand or whatever it was.
Yeah, that's how it comes in a little baggie. So I've got 9 of them sitting up there on my dresser.
Yeah. It looked like a brick of Bic lighters.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Just a Bic lighter with a adjustable nozzle on it. So I don't know. I like them.
I think they're cool.
Zach, are you guys
like they're packaged?
Are you guys regular conventional fishermen only, or fly fishing at all?
I fly fish a little bit. I kind of just dabble in everything, but primarily I spin fish in the stream. That's my bread and butter. So I have really not done any open water fishing at all.
Well, we can correct that next year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we didn't have a very good outing this last weekend. We caught some fish, but it was supposed to be a lot better than it was. It was a little.
I was going to ask you like how it went because it looked fun.
It was, but that's just movie magic.
Those were the video highlights.
Yeah, pretty much. You have to do the highlights, right? I didn't show the 12 hours of just casting that I did.
Oh yeah,
you know how it is, Andrew.
I got a photo of the fish, and I was like, "Whoa, that thing looks huge."
Hey, tell you what, guys, I'm smoking this Peterson Buren for the first time, and it's smoking really well. This is the I know people are kind of down on Peterson lately, but it's nice.
Yeah, I hear that too. And the Peterson pipes look awesome to me. Like I really want to get some. I also want to try some P-lip pipes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't have any Petersons yet. Yet. My wife bought me one, but she won't let me have it until Christmas time.
That's a Peterson?
Yeah, it's a Peterson. So it's one I've been looking at for 6 months, and she finally tracked one down. So
that's cool.
The good news is if you just smoke the other pipe she got you, you won't need another pipe until Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. That thing is ridiculous.
Jet the Chef says that was a beautiful brown, Zach.
Who said that?
Jet the Chef.
Oh yeah, that was a nice brown. I let him go. I didn't keep any fish this weekend. No.
I only fly fish in fresh water, Zach, and people don't understand because I have that fly fish culture mentality of just letting fish go, and people are like, you don't ever keep them?
I'll usually keep one fish here just to get some eggs because that's what I use for bait, and then the rest of them, they're back. Because they'll live on. The salmon, they come up, they die and everything. I don't know if you guys know much about the life cycle of salmon, but
that's true, right? Yeah.
They'll come up, they'll die. So if people want those, I'll give them away. But trout, I'll let go because they'll go back to the the Great Lakes and everything and get bigger and bigger and reproduce, and that's what we want.
Does anybody hear the music?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I found a well, I got on Spotify. If you get on Spotify and just search royalty free, you'll see all these playlists of royalty free music. So I thought I'd try that out.
Oh, that's good because the live I did last week with Zoe, kind of introducing her to the YTPC, that video never saw the light of day. Live stream because it had too many royalty not free songs in it.
Yeah, it's always fun when I'm streaming. Sometimes I'll stream on Twitch and I'll just load the video on YouTube, and then an hour later I'll get 40 messages from YouTube. Oh, copyright, because I'll be streaming 3 hours straight and there'll be all this music. Nobody cares on Twitch, but
I never got
it. Are you gaming on Twitch?
No, I do my work in my studio on Twitch. Twitch has a huge creative section.
Oh, okay.
Makers and all kinds of glass blowers and sculptors and painters and all kinds of stuff. It's pretty cool. You know what? I'm sitting here looking at the edge of my bowl because I got jinxed by Zach.
By Zach.
but this is it's a J Mountain. I got to keep it nice.
J Mouton.
Yeah, man. I love him. I'll tell you what, that mortar he made me is I've been smoking it too much. I love it so much. I mean, the draw on it is amazing.
Yeah. This is one of the nicest pipes I've ever This is probably the nicest pipe I own, actually. I mean, I don't know. It's up there with the Savinelli as far as like being a great smoker, but the Savinelli's just if you find a Savinelli on the side of the road, I'm just saying pick it up. They're awesome.
Yep.
But like there's something to this one. It's like so slick and so it just has a fineness to the quality that's just not there with I mean for a person who's used to the I don't know where it is, but my little Dr. Graybo that I had for like 20 years, and then you hold a pipe like this, it's like, whoa, what? I didn't know it could be like this.
He's made.
Whoa, hold on, you're breaking up.
This is amazing.
I can't hear you. You got all broken up.
Robot.
Yeah, we heard robot voice.
Sorry. I'm just saying he's making some great pipes.
Yes. Yeah. No, he is. It's exciting too. I like watching that video. He did like a 3 or 4 video series where he was making it from scratch, and even the stem. Like I've seen people like get a stem, and I don't think I've ever seen a YouTube video with where someone actually made a stem. I mean, it's really cool.
Yeah, I have 2 pipes from Pellerin Pipe Company, and the most recent one I got is like my favorite pipe ever. It's that freehand blowfish that you've seen me smoke a million times. But I sent back the first pipe I got from him because at the time that I got that first pipe, he was just using prefab stems, and it just didn't fit right on the pipe. It never fit perfectly. And so he's making me a new stem for the old.
Wow.
So I'm excited to
cool.
get that back. I should be getting it back pretty
That's
soon.
very cool. Very cool. Yeah. I really want to order a custom stem. I'm going to save up for one next year and see if I can, if he's not too busy by then, all these orders, see if I can get him to do something custom for me.
I can't wait to see the custom pipe that Gamecock Piper got from the giveaway for Briar Blues. I think that's going to be
Briar
cool.
Blues, yeah.
Nice.
Did you guys see?
I was stoked that he got
Alex-
that. He was the first dude to send me a Yabo, so I was like, oh, yeah, that's cool. Little karma coming back.
That is
Nice.
Did
Very
you get
cool.
the Alex George pipe from Bullfrog Pipes? That who won that and got it? I just watched the video.
Man, I
I
can't
just
remember.
saw that too.
Think on that, he says. What's his name?
I don't know.
Anyway, that pipe was beautiful. That little poker from Bullfrog Pipes.
Yeah, that was gorgeous.
I don't think I saw that.
Yeah, I have a Bullfrog pipe actually. He's amazing. Jeremiah, his pipes are unbelievable. The stem work he does is incredible.
Yeah, I just started following him on Instagram, and like, he might be my new favorite pipe maker. He makes really cool pipes.
And he's a cool guy too, and his prices are really reasonable, super reasonable, and you're getting it all the way from Australia. So
Who is this again?
His name's Jeremiah something or other, and the name of the company's Bullfrog Pipes. He's out of Australia.
Like I say, I'll Google Jeremiah something or other pipes.
yeah, if you look on Instagram, he's on Instagram. Just look up Bullfrog Pipes.
Cool.
Because you know
Does he have a
Jeremiah was a
website?
bullfrog.
Oh, that does make sense, doesn't it?
I don't think he has a website. I think it's just Instagram.
Okay.
Oh, I've seen this guy around. Okay. Yep. I've seen this guy around.
But he's doing, like, I think a lot of the stuff he's doing now are these, like, gum, I forget it's called, like, gum, not gum tree, but whatever it is. That's
Gum
a
nut.
very Australian thing, right?
Yeah, gum nut.
That's it.
They remind me of like Ohio Buckeyes.
Yes.
I thought he was on Etsy, but that's a glass frog pipe. Very different. Whole different thing.
Well, hey, guys, I was going to tell you guys, I haven't got the video posted yet, but I've been super. I already have a crazy amount of VRs, so my giveaway is going to include that McClellan 40th and the Pelican tin. So
There you go.
Oh, cool.
I still need to do. Wait, when is your deadline, Andrew?
You got plenty of time. Not till the 31st.
It was yesterday. You missed it.
Okay, cool. That's good. I'm planning on doing a bunch this next week because I'm so behind, and I keep seeing everybody doing VRs. I'm like, oh man, I'm so behind. I've been doing it. I've been in the middle of a huge project this week at work, which is why I didn't actually start streaming until super late tonight. But I just said my work schedule currently is get there as soon as I can get in the building and leave when the owner is like, hey, is there anyone in the building? Because we're going. Oh, sorry. Yeah. I'll be right out. Long hours.
Yeah, I hear you. It's I was actually waiting to do my golf for a long time because there's so many going on.
So speaking of which, what does everybody do? I don't even know if I'm. I mean, I know Zach, you work in retail and set up video conferencing sessions.
No,
on occasion.
I don't actually set them up. I have done some networking, but I'm a manager for a retail chain grocery store.
I was gonna say he lets the help do the network part. He's got people. We've got men who do that.
I'm a
I haven't mentioned like what the retail chain is because I don't really want to like mix.
Oh yeah, no.
I will say we are in New Jersey, but we're not in Ohio. You may know who I'm talking about.
But I've probably been at the headquarters then, because we do electronic shelf tags for grocery stores.
Oh, really?
And we've done presentations to about everyone. It just I thought when I went into it, it would catch on. I started this back in like 2000, and really our only customer has been Whole Foods, and that mainly in Texas and California.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we got that. Those started here in Austin.
Right, that's where that's where Whole Foods headquarters is.
Yeah, I've been there. I've shopped there.
I've been to
I don't know if it's the same place. It used to be a big like office building that had a grocery store on the bottom floor, but I don't know if they're still.
I actually have to log out, guys. I got to unfortunately go take a call with India. I'm actually a computer software engineer manager. I manage, so I don't do the engineering anymore. But I have calls with India and China quite often. So actually, I got one right now that I unfortunately have to run to. So
very cool.
Thanks for popping in, man.
It's good seeing you guys. It's nice having the smoke, having the hangout. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Oh, are you taking off?
All right, Andrew. Yeah, I got to run. I got to take a phone call. So unfortunately, I got to go.
Okay. Alrighty. See you later. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah. Well, that's actually kind of what I'm doing is software. I work for a Tex-Mex chain, which is like Mexican food but more cheese. And I came down there actually to shoot a video because we also have a huge tortilla factory and we produce tortilla chips for like quite a few other restaurants in town, and not tortilla chips and all sorts of taco shells, tortillas, and all kinds of stuff. But anyway, we've been around a long time. We were actually one of the very first Tex-Mex places in Houston and Texas, for that matter. So yeah, it's really good food. Anyway, I went there to shoot a video of the tobacco on the bread. I'm waiting for my tobacco to dry. I went there to shoot a video of the tortilla factory, and it just kind of like went from there. I mean, I as soon as I got there, I'm like, oh man, like they were doing everything on fax, and everything was kind of in the 19th century. So I started writing all this new software for them and upgrading all their systems, and I have them all on like super awesome Wi-Fi and networks, and I redid all their music, or I'm in the middle of redoing all their music, and I redid R, because I've been there for 3.5 years now, so I guess I'm part of the family. I kind of created this whole. I created a lot of work for myself because I invented this like back-end employee portal where they can log in and do all this stuff, and it kind of snowballed as far as what it entails, because at first it was just going to be like an order system, and then it became like all these other things, and now I'm currently getting all their employee files, which are in these little files on everybody's computer in different stores. It's just crazy, and I'm writing a database to put all the employees in one place, and then I have to, of course, write tools for them to be able to onboard people and then terminate people, then do all of their reporting, all of the statistics on people, and it's just like, I don't know, I need like 5 more of me, or I need like 10 years there to finish this job, but it's pretty cool. But it's like super fun because I just get to go and play with software all day and kind of do my thing, and nobody even knows what I'm there. Like,
is that what it looks like when you're doing it?
Yeah,
like
that's
this.
How I type, hunt and peck, and nobody there knows what the heck I'm doing. They're like, we can do this now, and I'm like, yeah, and they're like, cool. It's kind of trippy to just be doing something at this company that like nobody there really gets, but I'm lucky enough that they just trust me that it's probably important, and and so it's like super fun. It's like the second most fun job I've had, next to working at a game company, an electronic arts game company many years ago. That was the most fun I had, but I had a fridge full of beer under my desk, so you can't beat that.
That's a pretty cool gig.
Yeah, I mean, I'll never have a gig like that again. That was crazy.
I mean, you could like work for a brewery.
True. That's true. I hadn't thought of that.
Hey, let's start a brewery.
I know, right? We have like so many amazing breweries in Houston now. It's just boggles my mind. Like, I remember 20 years ago there was one, and now they're everywhere, and like some of them are amazing. One of them just got bought by Anheuser-Busch, I think. Karbach.
Boo.
Yeah, supposedly they're not going to change anything, but we'll see.
Yeah, sure.
Just like they don't really change things. What they do is they just shut it down and start making the beer themselves somewhere else. Like that's what they did with what's that green one? Rolling Rock. I remember when Rolling Rock, like long after it got bought out, people would buy Rolling Rock thinking like, oh, I like little indie beers. I like Rolling Rock. I'm like, do you know that's Anheuser-Busch, right? They don't even
If they can arrange the deal so that the Anheuser-Busch is handling distribution, but
supposedly that's all that's happening now.
Yeah,
and hopefully it stays that way. But they'd be crazy.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it would be, because if you're into beer, there's a movie called Beer Wars. Have you guys seen that?
I don't think I have.
It's a documentary that is like amazing. It's really fascinating. Apparently,
check it out.
It's quite a mess. Like, to have a brewery, there are all these crazy laws in place that, like, you can't, like you said, you can't distribute your own beer.
No, you can't self-distribute, which is ridiculous.
And there's only like 3 companies that you can go through, and 2 of them are pretty much, well, one of them is pretty much a no-go. So it's gonna be like Coors, or it's gonna be Anheuser-Busch, whatever. It's Miller. It's like 3 different trucks that you can be on, and then those guys have guys that work for them that go into all the grocery stores and tell them where to put everything. And so that's why they come up with like 50 different versions of Budweiser, so that they can fill all the shelf at eye level and make sure that the other beers end up here or somewhere down on the floor. Now, this was a long time ago, so things have probably changed a bit. This was a few years ago that this movie came out, so I'm sure that, I mean, I've noticed that craft beers have exploded, so that's not as true now as it was then. But it's been an uphill battle, and it's all because like they have lobbyists that make sure that laws stay the way that they are. And little craft breweries don't have lobbyists, and so the laws are not really in their favor. So it's really fascinating movie.
Like in Delaware, there are 20 plus microbreweries.
Yeah,
and there are only 3 distributors in the state.
Yeah,
and one of those distributors handles Anheuser-Busch stuff, and one of those does like the Coors and the other stuff.
Yeah.
And so it's like those are always going to be the main priority because they sell the most beer.
Yep.
But like part of what Zoe's job used to be, as far as like sales and stuff, was she would be the girl that went to all the accounts and like set up displays, like determine where the beer should be in the fridge and like those kinds of things. She was the one like creating those displays for their beer.
Yeah.
Because you're competing with like huge, big box beer brands.
That's right along the lines of what they were talking about in this movie. And at the time, I don't think there were too many like smaller breweries that had any kind of staff like that. So
right.
Basically, like their stuff just got taken there on a truck, and someone from Anheuser-Busch would tell them, put Joe's beer down on the floor next to the cat litter. And
right.
they just had to live with that because they didn't,
because the distributors get incentives from those, like they get incentives from the beer brands. So like obviously Budweiser can give much bigger incentives than mom and pop beer from down the street. That they're just like, why do they care about what mom and pop beer is doing when they're making extra couple $100 a week? Because they're getting, X number of Budweiser beers at eye level.
Yeah, exactly. And I could be wrong, but my impression, it's been a few years since I saw it, but I think at the time, the distributors actually were Anheuser-Busch and Miller, and I think Coors handled like all the others basically that you've heard of, because like Anheuser-Busch was busy with their stuff and Miller had their stuff, so you pretty much usually ended up on the Coors truck, and they kind of had a monopoly. But it may be that monopoly has been broken up by now, which might be why there was more.
Or it may just be different state to state.
Yeah,
like, maybe in some states Anheuser-Busch can actually distribute their own product, but like in Delaware, there are, like I said, there are only 3 distributors.
Right. Interesting. There's
our electronic shelf tags. You can plug a stock sensor into the back of them, so you can track whether there's something in stock on the shelves. And we had a pilot program last summer with like 20 Anheuser-Busch. It was little convenience stores in Houston that they wanted us to put them in there so they could track the out of stock online. But it's like the people that worked in the local, in those convenience stores, they kept tearing our system out because I think they thought we were spying on them or something. Oh. Or they may have been doing something under the table too that they didn't want Anheuser-Busch, the distributor, to know about or something too.
Oh,
it was a failed experiment.
Wow.
Huh. Weird. That's so weird. Huh.
All right, boys, I've got to cut this a little short on my end. I'm going to head off, but I'll catch you guys on the flip.
Cool. Thanks for joining us.
See you guys.
Some rest. Yeah, I felt bad because we ended up going online a little later than the usual, but I just got home super late.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I'm really excited about the explosion though with the microbreweries. I do remember like it's totally different when you were in Houston back then, and then I moved to Austin about years ago, and there were already a lot of breweries there. Like there was one place called the Copper Tank that was a nightclub and a brewery. Like it was everything downtown, and like there were giant copper tanks there in the bar, which is where they brewed the beer. Although legally, what they had to do is they had to brew the beer and then put it on a truck and then get it shipped to themselves because that was the law.
Wow.
Yeah, which is another thing they talk about in beer wars. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's there in Austin is awesome. I mean, because I used to spend a lot of time in Austin at Whole Foods headquarters there, and that was right down the street. And
Yep.
I mean, you'd walk in there, and it was like there were all kind of. I mean, I think during the weekdays, it was like every bar there had like $2 beers and
oh yeah,
some of the best live music.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, live music. I almost hated to go into it. It's made me wonder, why do I even attempt to play the guitar?
Oh, I know.
Because there's these no-name guys that nobody's ever heard of that are just incredible.
Yeah, Austin's like that. It's insane. I mean, somebody asked recently on Facebook, a family member actually, he was like, "Hey, where's a good place to see some jazz?" I was like, "Oh man, there's this amazing place. You get on I-10 and then you go down and then hang a right on 71." And he's like, "That's the way to Austin." I'm like, "Yep." That's where you're going to find some good jazz.
Oh, yeah.
And every other kind of music.
And any other kind of music you want to listen to.
Any other kind of music. I mean, that place. Well, we have a public access channel here, as everywhere. And it was always a joke because everybody knew that the Houston public access is basically just it's like people would get the video camera. They will just give you a video camera. You just go down there and say, "I'd like to be on TV. I'd like to put something on TV," and sign something, and then they give you a video camera, and then go off and use it and bring it back, and then they put it on. And so people would like video weddings to get money, and then they would just literally just shoot the train track for an hour and bring that back. And they probably made, $500 or whatever shooting a wedding. I mean, it happened all the time. So anyway, the channel was unwatchable. I mean, it was just absolutely unwatchable. And then I moved to Austin, and like Austin is like live music from downtown every night on TV, yeah. on the public access channel. There was a movie called, there was a TV show called, it was about it was a movie review roundtable kind of thing called Real Talk, REEL Talk, and it was on public access, and it was huge. Like everyone watched it. I mean, that was a completely foreign concept in Houston, that there would be a public access channel TV show that everybody watched. But it was true. Yeah, and people would just like would watch the show, and then they would say, okay, they would do it live, and they'd say, okay, we're gonna go down to so and so whatever pizza and hang out there if anyone wants to come hang out. And then so people would then like turn off their TV and go to the pizza joint and hang out with them in real life afterwards. And like that show was legendary. I will never forget the episode where they got the Matrix trailer, because they would get trailers in from the studio. Like the studio would just send them. This is right around the time that big trailers would debut on the internet. But at this time, there were still a lot of trailers that would hit elsewhere first. So they would get videotapes from the studios often before the trailer had been released anywhere. And they would just like, let's put in this videotape and see what all is on here. And they would watch, maybe it was a DVD, I don't know. But then they would watch, whatever trailers. And I remember this one episode, they had gone through a bunch of trailers, and they would just sit around and talk smack about most of it. And they were at the end of they were like, "Oh, we got this last tape from Warner Brother. They sent us one. Yeah, well, we've got 10 minutes. I guess we'll put this one in." Like they were so done. It was the end of the episode. They'd been, broadcasting for an hour or whatever. So they put it in, and they turned it on, and they start making fun of it. Wow, like, oh, everything's green. Whatever. And then, like, little by little, they shut up. Like, the trailer just kept going and going, and they just stopped talking. And so, like, as far as I know, all of Austin basically saw the trailer for The Matrix for the first time ever. And then it was over. And this was them, like, I mean, They had no idea what they had just seen, and they were like, oh, "That looks really good." Yeah. What is that? Let's watch that again. So it was so good times.
You putting Sleepy Hollow in that pipe?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's good. Sleepy Hollow. I usually do the aromatics in this one.
Yeah, that's a good call. Meerschaum's not supposed to like ghost as much as Briar.
Yeah, I've never had it ghost at all. In fact, I get not only that, but it also doesn't carry with it any other weird flavors. Like there are certain tobaccos that I just don't like in cob pipes because corn cob to me carries a very specific flavor.
Yeah, it tastes like sweet corn.
Yeah, which I notice in some tobaccos. I don't notice at all in some stronger tobaccos.
True.
It goes with certain things like Virginia's, but then like an aromatic, it might be really weird with it. So that's the thing is like this doesn't carry anything with it. So it's not even so much about, that it won't ghost the next thing. It's more that like it won't have any weird flavors getting away in the way of the aromatic. So I can just see what the aromatic's supposed to be about. Really good. I want to get a few more of these. Like maybe a small one that isn't like 47 inches wide.
Yeah, I only have one Meerschaum pipe, and it's like a really small bent egg.
Yeah. That would be convenient.
I never smoke it, though. Like, hardly ever.
This is one of my main choochers. Although, this Savinelli has become my go-to.
That's a cool pipe.
It's a cool pipe, and it, I don't know, it just cleans out really nice. It doesn't really ghost. I feel like my old wherever it is, my old Dr. Grabo is so old. It's like after a few smokes, it gets kind of tarry. That tar builds up or something, and I have to kind of scrub it and mess with it. And I don't know. It might just be too old. I probably didn't treat it well enough.
I had a suspicion that this pipe was just not good. This is the first pipe I ever bought. It's a little like basket Briar Bulldog that I bought at like a tobacconist in Indiana. And I've never smoked like really good tobacco in it, or not that I remember, because like the first few times I smoked it, it just didn't smoke well. And I thought it was the pipe. And so I told myself, well, I'm going to smoke some good tobacco in it and see if it's the pipe. Because I literally have not smoked this pipe in years. But I got it out because I showed it in a VR a couple nights ago. And so I just loaded it with a little bit of this Frogmorton.
Nice.
No, it's the pipe. The pipe sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. Nope. If it can't smoke Frogmorton, if Frogmorton doesn't taste good in it, then there's no hope.
It tastes fine, but it's gurgly. I think the air hole is not quite right. It's just like I don't know.
I got this like $3 pipe or whatever.
Oh yeah, Peddler Piper smokes one of those all the time. The like, what's it called? The Ozark or whatever.
I've heard that it's called the Ozark, but mine just says Missouri Meerschaum Hardwood, original hardwood. It might not be the Ozark. I don't know. But I smoked it once and it had a weird flavor, and I never went back to it.
I think if you smoke that a couple times, because that hardwood isn't like conditioned in any way inside the chamber.
Yeah.
I imagine if you smoke that a couple times and let a little bit of a cake build up, that taste would go away.
Yeah, I think probably so. I need to find some cheap, really strong tobacco that I have lying around. Well, I've got like 4 ounces of Father Dempsey. I'll just smoke that in there. That'll kill anything.
Because it's like a $3 pipe, and is it worth it?
Right. See, I mean, I'm really frugal, so I was like, oh man, if I can get some cheap little $3 pipes to have lying around, that'd be cool. But now I don't know. I'd rather just buy one of these.
Yeah, Savinelli are really great pipes. I only have the one. I have this 320EX,
Nice.
320EX. This is like my second favorite pipe right now. I love it.
Yeah.
Although it doesn't pass a pipe cleaner very well. There's like a little bit of a lip between where the stem hits the shank, and it's just like a weird lip. So you kind of have to like turn the pipe cleaner a little bit as you kind of twist it as you push it in to get it to go through. But other than that, it's awesome.
I'll tell you, that's one thing J Mountain does not mess around with is that shaft. I mean, you can just slip a pipe cleaner in there. It's like it's one piece.
That's
crazy.
Awesome, man. That's beautiful.
Yeah. It was a huge difference when you have a craft pipe that's like really
something handmade with that much detail. Yeah.
I don't know if
now for the cheaper pipes, I've always had good luck with the Morgan Bones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've heard good things about Morgan Bones. I guess there's it's some Italian briar pipe manufacturer. It's undisclosed like where they come from, but it's some Italian maker, and he stamps his logo on there and sends them out as like naked pipes.
Yeah, because I've got two of them that same shape as the 320. They're just that fat author shape.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I mean, and they're great smoking pipes. I mean, that's what I've looked into get 20. I'm like, do I want to spend $100 or do I want to get just another Morgan Bones?
Yeah.
Although it's weird because you never know what you're going to find there. I mean, I just started smoking in January, and I think I bought two of those author shapes in probably March, and I haven't seen them on his site since then.
Oh wow. Have you?
Because I'd buy a couple more of them.
Are either of you familiar with Bishop's Pipes? He's got like a Facebook page.
Yeah.
I was looking at his stuff the other night. It looks like he's got some cool estate pipes.
He does. The only, I guess what you'd say a higher dollar pipe that I have is this Peterson here, and I got that from Bishop Pipes for like $50.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
And it was unsmoked.
Wow.
Yeah, most of the pipes.
Now it's not a system pipe though. I thought it was, but it's not.
That's probably
so. You have to be careful with it, or it'll gurgle. But it's a great smoking pipe.
I've never.
Now, why do they call it?
Go ahead.
Why do they call a blend like? I mean, because I'm smoking that nightcap match, and I like it real well, but I'm not going to after this for a couple hours. It's a real nicotine. I mean, there's a lot of nicotine in this one.
I didn't hear the question. I heard the explanation after.
Why do they call the strong blends that like the nightcap, and what's the idea there where the lighter blends are the morning?
I think they're assuming that you've eaten throughout the day.
Yeah. I think nightcap, the idea is that it's a strong, rich blend that you have something to eat. You're on a full stomach, and then after dinner you have nightcap, and then if it kind of knocks you out a little bit, you're ready to lay down and go to sleep. Whereas the morning blends are usually less flavor, so that you're not kind of slammed with flavor right there in the morning. Although I've noticed a few of those morning blends do have a pretty strong nicotine hit, so maybe that's part of the deal too. Is like a nice buzz to get you woken up. I'm not really sure about that part, because I found early morning pipe to be a stronger nick hit than nightcap.
Yeah, I got a nice a little bit of a nick hit from the early morning pipe that I smoked this morning, but I'm not as nicotine sensitive as most pipe smokers because I smoked cigars before. Like I've been smoking cigars for a long time.
Right.
And also, like when I wasn't smoking, before I started smoking pipes again, but when I was smoking cigars, I started dipping, like when I was on like driving, because I won't smoke cigars in my car. So I've gotten kind of a little bit of a nicotine habit. So nicotine from pipes hardly ever gets me.
Yeah. Cigars are the strongest that I've seen as far as nicotine goes, usually.
Yeah, and it's not like you're inhaling it, so it's not as, it's not as bad as what most people kind of assume. People have this picture of like smoking a cigar and then like the cartoon version of their face turning green and, getting really sick. It's not like that. It's never, for me, never been like that. But there are cigars that'll like put you on your butt, where I've never had that from pipe smoking.
Now, do people retrohale cigars?
Yeah.
The cigar? You do retrohale a cigar?
Yeah.
Okay, because I had never been familiar with that, because I'd smoked cigars probably for 20 years, but I had never heard.
Yeah, if you
don't
retrohale a cigar, you're not really like, you're not getting the full experience. Just like if you're not retrohaling pipe smoke, you're not getting.
Right. Yeah, I get that. I guess I just never had anyone tell me that.
Retrohaling is the strangest thing. It's the strangest subject. It's like I'm not entirely sure if I could even smoke without retrohaling. I don't understand what smoking without retrohaling is. I can't. It's almost like trying to breathe without breathing through your nose. It's like that's, for me, that's a huge part of it. But I've met other people who they say they don't know how to retrohale, and I'm like, I don't. What do you? How does that even work? I don't.
I've heard some people say they're incapable of it, but
how does that? Yeah, how is that possible? I don't quite understand that.
But you're right. If you draw the smoke into the back of your mouth, some's gonna come out your nose, whether you do that purposely or not.
That's what I'm not understanding.
Yeah. So I guess that's what I'm saying. I just never purposely, did like a Mel retrohale on a cigar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just I mean it's just sort of I picture maybe people are really worried that they're going to inhale, so they just close up their nose when they're smoking. I'm trying to picture exactly how that works.
I think that's exactly what it is. They, like, people who are new to smoking, I don't even think they draw the smoke. Like, a lot of times they don't even draw it very far into their mouth at all. It's just like very, very forward in their mouth. And so it's just kind of like a, kind of like a real quick puff, in order to not inhale it. But Stace, did you smoke cigarettes?
Yeah, for years.
No, I've never smoked.
I've never been an inhaler because I started with cloves and cigars.
Okay. So
I smoked occasional cigar, and I liked cloves. And then what would happen is it was just easier to get a hold of cigarettes. So I was always smoking cigarettes, but I've never been an inhaler.
Because I was going to say, I think retrohaling is more natural for people who start with inhaling, because then it's just part of the exhale.
Right.
It's if I breathe through my nose while I have smoke in my mouth, I'm not necessarily retrohaling. I can breathe in and out of my nose while I hold smoke in my mouth, no problem.
Yep. Yeah. I think I did get very used to retrohaling cigarettes, even though I didn't inhale.
I smoked a cigar for the first time in like several weeks, a couple days ago, and I retrohaled the cigar, and it was like, huge flavor compared to pipe tobacco. There's no comparison. It's so much fuller body from a cigar. I thought all my nose hairs had been singed.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel with heavy burley. To a lesser extent, but that feeling, that's just like that harsh smoke that when you retrohale, as opposed to some of the more, not necessarily aromatic, but just more flavor rich and less smoke rich tobaccos, where you can kind of retrohale and they're not really that strong.
Right. For me, like really heavy Perique blends are the most like spicy retrohale.
Yeah.
And Orientals in some cases, depending on the Oriental.
Orientals are so strange because I still haven't really gotten my head around them, because I know that I've had blends that had Oriental, and I can detect the Oriental, but if the Oriental it's almost like a whole different thing depending on which blend. I think that the word Oriental just encompasses so many different things. There's Izmir, and there's so many different kinds of Orientals. And
I definitely don't know the differences yet when it comes to Orientals.
It's almost like too broad a term, I think, because different Orientals really have very different qualities.
Yeah, then you see some places it'll say like Turkish.
Yeah.
Instead of Oriental, or it'll say like Turkish Oriental. I don't really know why that is the case.
I do know that
this nightcap has enough Perique in it to singe your nose hairs if you did a Mel retrohale.
Wait, which one?
The nightcap. I think this has as much Perique as anything I've ever smoked.
Really?
That might be what it is. There's something about nightcap that's a little special, a little different than, say, my mixture or morning pipe. It's like nightcap. It has that Latakia. I mean, it's very satisfying for a Latakia lover. But there's something else there, and I wasn't really sure if it was Oriental I was detecting or if it was Perique. It was something a little bit special about that blend. Maybe it is. Maybe it's the Perique. Maybe it's a little bit. I think it's kind of a kitchen sink as everything.
Yeah, I don't think EMP has Perique in it at all, right? It's Latakia, Virginias, and Orientals.
Yeah, EMP is really simple. That's probably it. It's probably just enough Perique to give Nightcap some extra magic.
Yeah, I like Perique.
I think I like Perique in small doses, like in Nightcap, and then in larger doses, it's. I don't know. I'm not sold on it, but I'm not sure if it's. It seems like I don't know if Perique is one of those that is particularly nicotine heavy, but a lot of vapors I've noticed with a lot of Perique in them tend to have such a strong nic hit that it like kind of takes away some of the fun for me.
Well, Perique is made with burley tobaccos, and burley is typically pretty nicotine heavy. So it would make sense that you're getting a lot of nicotine. Because Perique is not a tobacco. It's
process. Or, I mean,
It's more of a process. Yeah.
More of a process than a tobacco.
Yeah.
And it's weird.
Yeah, I wonder if that process strengthens the
could be like the
from what I understand, there was actually I don't remember who this was or what. Somebody visited one of the factories, and I want to say it was maybe Sutliff, but I'm not sure. And in one of the interviews, this was an interview with I guess their main blender. He was saying that a lot of people misunderstand nic hit, the nic hit of various tobaccos, and that something to understand, he says, is that Virginia and burley don't have different amounts of tobacco or different amounts of nicotine, but for whatever reason, Virginia releases it slower, so you don't end up getting that like huge hit right away, whereas burley releases it really fast, and you get that instant kind of hit. But if you're smoking Virginias all day, it can build up, and you can hit as hard as burley.
You still get the nicotine. Yeah.
The other thing I know just from like my experience with cigars is that the same tobacco harvested from the same stalk can have different. It has different amounts of nicotine based on where the leaf is on the stalk. So like the Seco, Viso, and Ligero leaves of the plant, like the Ligero leaves are always going to have the most nicotine because they have the most sunlight. They have to be the most robust leaves to stand up to the sunlight. The sun like crystallizes the sugar in those leaves, so they're always like the strongest flavor. They always have the most tobacco, whereas the leaves at the bottom of the plant, the Seco leaves, they're shade covered. They don't have to be as nutrient rich because they're not standing up to as much like battering from the elements and stuff. So it's really weird how, like where it's picked, where it's harvested from on the plant also makes a difference in how it tastes and like how much nicotine and stuff it has.
Huh. That's really interesting.
It's all about sunlight, man.
You know what? It might have been MacBaron. I'm pretty sure I have that video in my Redstone Recommends playlist on my channel page, and the one that sticks out here that looks familiar. I think it might have been the MacBaron plant visit. I have to go back and watch that again. That guy had a lot of interesting insights into tobacco. I love watching these tours of the tobacco plant.
Yeah. Oh, I watched somebody tour the Cornell and Deal plant before they moved.
Yeah. Here it is. You know what? It's Orlick. It's Orlick.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was a video that smokingpipes.com put up, and it was this guy at Orlick. It's actually it's kind of annoying on YouTube. You can put playlists on your channel, but it won't have all of them. Like if you just scroll until it ends, you'll just see a certain number of them, and then it ends. But if you keep going, there'll be more. Like if you click on the playlist and like look at the full set, you can actually see a lot more. So I have like 20 videos in this series. I've tried to go out and find all the factory tours that I could find. But I have one of Orlick. There's a factory tour of Cornell and Deal that Public Piper put up. There's that video of Mike McNeil at the 2016 Chicago Pipe Show, talking about how he sort of created Frog Morton. That's a really fun video.
I need to get back and watch that. I haven't seen that.
It's on my my playlist too. You just have to click on the playlist to see the whole thing because there's like 20 videos. There's a great.
See, I just started smoking pipes, like I said, just in January, and so a guy at the first pipe club I went to in January, he brought in the McClellan's Royal Cajun, and so that's actually the only. And I love that blend. The vapor, it's a vapor, but it's a different kind of Perique. It's not. It's one that McClellan's made themselves. For that Royal Cajun is what I understand. And that's the only McClellan I've ever bought. I bought 4 tins of that, and then I loved it so much I went back to buy some more, and it was gone.
Yeah. And there's another really good one on here from Bremen Pipe Smoker talking about meerschaums. It's called Meerschaum Talk. It's like 30 minutes of him just discussing every aspect of meerschaum pipes. It's showing off his collection. He's got like 100 meerschaum pipes just dumped out onto his desk, and it's just fantastic.
I don't know if I've seen those. I know that what is it, Heavy Metal Cigar Guy or something like that. He has a lot of videos on meerschaum and does a lot of tutorials on meerschaum and how to buy them and the difference between the different kinds, the African and the block and the pressed and.
Yeah, he just did one about like the best way to color a meerschaum pipe or whatever.
Right, he did. That's his latest one. Yes.
Yeah, I just saw that one.
Yeah, and then there's a MacBaron.
Stacy, I think you and I are the only ones in this live feed right now.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Everyone's on Chad's.
Yeah, did he go live? Yeah. Plus, it's like almost 11 here,
shit.
Which means it's probably
midnight.
Midnight. Yeah, on the East Coast.
I gotta get off here, man. I got work in the morning.
Yeah, me too.
It's 11 o'clock right now in Houston.
Yeah, I'm getting there. almost. Yeah. Well, thanks for hanging out, guys.
Yeah, man. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah, good chat.
Good times.
We should make this a Thursday thing.
Yeah, it kind of is. It was Friday the last few times, but Mel requested that we move it to Thursday so he could show up.
And then he did.
That's right. Harriet didn't show up either. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. She posted one just before we went on. I'm not sure where she is. I need to get a little more organized so that I can let the people let everyone know. But if we make it kind of a regular Thursday thing, people will just know, hey, come on down on Thursdays.
I can't wait to go back and watch like the beginning, because when you're watching it just on the Hangout screen, it's not nearly as chaotic as when you watch it on the YouTube stream. Because like you're not seeing as many of the changes, the video changes.
Oh yeah.
When you're watching
on the live stream, it's like bam, bam, bam. Every time somebody makes a noise, they come up as the big screen.
Did you post the last one we did? I didn't even go back and look at it.
Oh, they post automatically.
Okay.
Yeah, when you're done, it's just already there. It's just like we're basically doing a live stream, just like any live stream, except that we're producing the video through Google Hangouts. So the video comes via Google Hangouts, but other than that, it's no different than a regular live stream.
But like Eric, you were saying they kept some of yours from posting because of your music in the background.
Yeah, I had some Spotify, just like unlicensed music playing in the background, and it looked like it was just taking forever to upload. Like I didn't know why it was taking so long to upload. And then the next morning, I can see the video in my videos. Like I can see, I go to my channel and go to videos, I can find that video. But it said there was like an error message from YouTube that said it didn't post, or it was restricted because of like licensing problems or whatever. But yeah. I can go watch it. No one else can go back and watch it, I don't think.
What happens is that if your music gets flagged, it's going to be either BMI or ASCAP, because they're the ones in charge of that. It's one or the other. Will get notified, and then it's up to the rights owner what to do. Some rights owners have instructed BMI or ASCAP or whatever to say, if somebody uses my video, let them go ahead and use it, but they can't monetize it. And so if it gets monetized, we get the money. And some will say, we don't want our content on anything. So if you use the wrong band, the whole thing will get restricted, unfortunately.
What's weird is that when I look at the video now, there's a bunch of licensing information in the bucket that I did not put there.
Yeah, no, they put that there.
Oh, okay.
But if it hadn't gotten restricted, then it would have been there, and it would have basically been like little info and ads or whatever for the music that's in there.
That's what it said. Yeah, that's what it says there now, but I still don't think one can see.
Yeah, that's all automated because they know they use sound analyzing software that will tell them what music is in there, and then they say, okay, it has these tracks we've identified. Got it. And then on my music, on my streams that I've done that, usually they don't care. It just if the wrong song gets in there, like that, if that particular rights owner has said no, we don't want that on any stream, then or on any video, then they'll just restrict it because that's what that particular rights holder requested. But if you get lucky, and I've got a lot of videos that have all kinds of licensed music, and it's like 5 claims on this music, but all of them are like, oh no, it doesn't matter. And so it'll just, if I monetize it, they'll get the money. Not that there's any money anyway, so no, that's why I don't think most people don't care. But if you I think it's moving in a good direction, because it means that well, ideally it would be nice if we could all just make videos, put whatever we want in there, and whoever owns the rights to it, they could just be, connect to them, and so that would, like, if there's money to be made, they will get that money, and they'll get proper credit, and it's all just automated. you know, when it works, and it's great, and I don't mind it at all. But when you end up hitting one of those rights owners who decided, nope, you know, forget it, then it really sucks, because then it's just like it just gets restricted and you can't use it at all.
It just seems like a weird concept to me because I'm not making any money. I don't have nearly enough followers to monetize anything.
Yeah.
And
that's probably the main reason it's restricted. If you're a really big streamer, then they might have actually let it go through just and monetized it, you know.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. But I don't understand how it's infringing on anything. Like, I'm not that...
Because you're broadcasting. Because it's broadcasting their music. So, like, for instance, in our restaurants, I took down all this, like, crappy music. We had these services that were just terrible. That played music like literally via satellites, which is crazy to me. Why did we have satellite dishes to pipe in music? I mean, it's the 21st century. So we took all that stuff out, threw away the satellites, and now we have Spotify. But it's not just Spotify; it's Spotify for Business. So if we just like put Spotify in our restaurants, that would be illegal, because we would be publicly, you know, playing in a public venue other people's intellectual property, and that's illegal. But Spotify for Business has gotten all of the licenses for, you know, broad commercial use for all the music that they have on there. So it lets you build Spotify playlists and drag and drop them over and then it'll tell you out of a 300 song playlist, oh, we found 150 songs that you can actually play, and the rest of them it dumps. Yeah, because that's just how it works.
I am 100% sure that the car lounge I work at on the weekends sometimes just plays Spotify in the lounge.
Yeah, if it's not a chain, you're fine. Like,
no,
it's very unlikely that anyone will care. Even us, we're not very big, but I just don't want to take any chances. But probably you can
get worship music, and there's a different. I mean, it's like CCLI is who licenses all that.
Yeah,
and like you pay a fee based on how large your church is, and that allows you to play all the music and to put the lyrics on a screen and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Or you can even, I guess, you can even print it out for the people if you don't have a screen to show it on. But I don't know why you wouldn't have a screen to show it on.
That's funny. I played in worship bands for years, and I never thought about that part of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I grew up in a church and we certainly did not have screens. It wasn't really that kind of a church.
The last church I played in their band and like attended or whatever, our band was like pretty good, and it was a production, man. We had like lights and smoke machines and all kinds of stuff, man. It was cool.
Wow.
Yeah, that's where our church is now. We didn't start out that way, but yeah. The only thing now, CCLI does not allow you to record music, though, because I know we'll always get people to go to our church and say, why don't you record the band and put that on the website like you do the pastor's sermons? And we're like, we can't. It's not legal for us to do that.
That makes sense.
Commercial license. That's right. Commercial license. Yeah, I had you have to be careful too. There was a channel. There's a YouTube channel that I've been following for years. He had probably upwards of 200 videos, and he had been posting these things for years. And whatever source that he got his royalty-free music to put on the front of every video on all of his intros, you know, back in he probably secured that back in the early 2000s, so it was a long time ago. Well, they've, you know, changed something, done some, I don't know, whatever they did, it's now under some kind of license ownership. I mean, not like it's under some kind of ownership, and they did a strike on all of his videos, like 200 videos. It was heartbreaking. He deleted all of them and just started over. He probably has 200 more now, but still, it really sucked. I mean, his entire catalog of, you know, YouTube, you know, was just gone because, you know, whatever royalty-free music he started off with they probably, I'm thinking that whoever sold them that, they got bought out or whatever, and ASCAP or BMI,
yeah,
is looking out for their rights and said, "Whoa, wait a minute." Now he could have fought that, but he didn't.
Well, guys, it really is like midnight. So
oh yeah, it is. Yeah,
I gotta get off here. I got a long day tomorrow. It's Friday though. Tomorrow's Friday. We just got one more day.
One more day.
One more day.
So you're off Saturday and Sunday then?
I'm off Saturday, Sunday, Monday every week, my man.
Okay.
I work 4 12-hour days, and then I have a 3-day weekend every week.
Yeah, I think you said that before.
Yep, wow. I work 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Tuesday through Friday.
Yeah. Work hard, play hard.
Yeah, man. All right, guys.
All right.
Fun.
Okay, guys. Well, good chat.
See you guys next Thursday.
How do I hang up?
Yeah, sounds good. Maybe we can get the word out and get a few more on there. Although, we probably had, about 6 on at one time?
We had a bunch early on.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, I was up in the teens. All right.
No, I mean, okay. Yeah, I didn't see who was on the live feed or on the live talk.
Not everyone was talking, but it said we were up in the double digits at first.
Cool.
All right. Well, I'm going to go smoke a pipe.
Later.
Okay, guys.
See you later.
See you next Thursday.
See ya.